Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I hope you've had a nice weekend. Tonight I'm going to share a card with you that my class attendees made over the weekend at my monthly class. I just thought it was really cute and I wanted to share it with you, and so that's what we'll be working on tonight. A little bit of housekeeping. First, if you like my video, please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and then your name will be entered in a drawing to get the card that I'm making tonight. So last week I made this Christmas card, and because she commented, shared, and her name was drawn, this card's going to go out to Susan Johnson. So Susan, I will get that out to you here very, very soon. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, and then once you do that, please click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually on Monday evening. Okay, I think we are going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my hands and we will get started with tonight's card. And so this is what we're going to be making. Yes, it's the same color scheme that I'm from last week's card. You know I do that sometimes. Like I won't use something for a really long time. I had a couple purples back to back. Just happens that way. I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd share this one with you tonight. It was a great card. Everybody loved it. And so I thought I'd share it with you too. So let me show you some of the products we'll be using. The first is the Traditions of Christmas 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, this paper is on back order until like the second week in November. But I'm going to tell you, it is well worth the wait. So let's look at the flip sides. Look at those gold. You know, let me just pull this out. Hang on, let me just pull this big stack out. Stick it all back in later. Okay, we'll flip over. We'll go the money shot on this side. Pretty poinsettias. Now this paper is part of a suite. I did not buy the rest of the suite, but I believe there are dies that will cut these out of the paper, and aren't those pretty? Just love those. Let's see. Yep, and I don't know, maybe there's a die for that. I don't recall right off the top of my head. Let's see. That's pretty there. That bright, vivid red. Oh, I guess I'm not doing a very good job of showing you the other side. So we'll do it this way. We'll just go backwards and show you the flip sides. So there we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous Christmas paper. Like I said, I think it's due back the week of November 10th. So if it's something you want, put it on your radar and look for it. Okay, for this we use the Perennial Postage dies. We used this rectangular one. Actually, you know what? It goes right in there. I don't know why I had it set out here. It goes right here. It's the 1, 2, third smallest rectangle. This is a great set. You know, sometimes I sell my stuff when it retires. This one I'm keeping because I like this. We are also using from Stylish Shapes. This is a workhorse die set. This one I'm also keeping. I'm using this banner die here for the sentiment. And the star of the show is the stamp set. It's a gift. It's called Gift of Joy. It is 2-step stamping, and it is a standalone stamp set. It does not have any dies associated with it. So let's go ahead. I guess I don't have anything else. We're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, let me tell you too, the ribbon. It's the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim combo pack, and at least as of yesterday, it was on the last, still available on the last chance list. So it's great. It's 1/8 inch wide, perfect for all of your winter card making. And really any time of year. But I just like the extra bling it adds. Okay, so I think we are going to get started, first of all. And our card base is Old Olive, the old standard. This one's been around, this color's been around for so long. So we're going to fold it in half, use our bone folder, and do our card base there. And since this is a darker card base, I have a white piece for the interior. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And then that will be done. When it's a lighter card base, of course, you don't need your an extra piece inside. Okay, that's good to go. Now we're going to work on some of the other stuff here. Let's work on these pieces. Now, both of these Designer Series paper from that pack I just showed you. It's this. I decided to use 1-inch strips of the paper, of this Designer Series paper pattern, because that way it saved me a lot of paper that I could use on another project, okay? Now these pieces are 1 inch by 5.5, okay? This is one of the cards where there's no border around it. It goes straight up to the edge and straight down to the bottom. There we go. So you always want to make sure on these cards that they are fitting, the pieces fit well together before you adhere another layer. So if you need to trim or something like that, you can do that. Because sometimes your measurements can be just a little bit off. And depending on how much it bothers you, you know, you may need to switch it around. You know, you may need to trim it up. Okay, so those were 1 inch by 5.5. This is Cherry Cobbler. This piece is 3 1/8 by 5.5. This piece of Designer Series paper is 3 by 5.5. And this 3 1/8 is because I wanted this to be 3 inches. Because the paper's 12, that means I can cut an even number out of them. So I try to stay with 3 and 4 inch sizes. Just makes my paper go so much further. Now you could flip this over and do that on there if you wanted to. But I'm going to stick with the way I made my original one, okay? I'm going to have to come up with some cards using the foil side. But now this we're going to put right in the middle. Again, the only place there's a border is on either side. And because there's only 1/8 of an inch difference in size, that border is not very big. It looks pretty even. There we go. And I have just a little bit here to trim off, not a lot, just a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to get them exactly right. It's the only thing I don't like about doing a card like that where it goes edge to edge, is because sometimes you have to do a little bit of finessing. So then I'm going to put that right on top of there, and see, you'll never know that there wasn't any paper right there. Had this been a border and it had been there, you would be able to see the border, but you get what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's do this, and this is kind of easy because I've got lines on my, and that's something to consider when you have lines on your paper. If you put it crooked, it like screams I'm crooked. But this one, it fits well. Perfect. Great. Yay. Now we're going to get down to stamping. I have cut out 3 of the Perennial Postage pieces. Again, here's a sentiment for my sentiment. I've got an extra in case I need it. I'll put that here. I cut this out of the double-sided the two-tone cardstock, because, and I'm going to be stamping on the lighter side, so you can see there's the dark and there's the light. You can see the difference. The dark matches the card base, the light is again just a little bit lighter. And then I have 3 little white pieces where we're going to do our stamping. Now these measurements are a bit fussy, but they are 1 5/16 by 2 1/8, and that is because they needed to be able to fit this die. See, fit right in that. So let's get going here. So I'm going to start. My ink for this is Secret C. You'll see, if you're not familiar with the 2-step stamping, we're going to give this a try here. We'll see how much if I mess it up. But you know what? On this card, I didn't get the middle one. You can see I'm off, but it really doesn't make any difference. So I'm going to put this. The nice thing about 2-step stamping, I mean, you could color these in if you wanted to, but the nice thing about 2-step stamping is you can just stamp, at least on this one, the fill colors. You don't have to spend time coloring if you don't want to. There you go. And I think it gives it an interesting look too. So this is Secret C. Set this over here. Now we'll do the greenery. The greenery is in Old Olive. Here we go. Now I want to make sure, let me get this oriented so I've got it the right way here. Now my head might get in the camera. I just want to make sure I know. Okay. So just kind of ink it up. You don't need to smash it. I had someone say, "You're not doing CPR." And I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see. Pretty darn good. Let's see if this one is. Again, I'm sorry if my head's in the camera here. It's not hard, it just takes a little bit of patience and a little bit of time. And this one's off a little bit, I can tell. But that's okay. I think it gives it an interesting look. And while we have the Old Olive, no, actually I don't want that in Old Olive, do I? No, I want my sentiment in Secret C. So let me get that back out here. I'll stamp that too. It says, Happy Christmas. I will be doing some other cards with this stamp set. I was having a little issue when I was planning for my class coming up with something for this stamp set. And I don't know why. It just wasn't jumping out at me. So I came up with these flowers. I think it's super cute. Okay, let's see. This is gonna go like this. Like my fluorescent stamp. that's staining from the red ink. It's perfectly normal, does not affect the stamps. It just is not very aesthetically pleasing for some people. That one I'm way off. Okay. I'm going to try something with that in a minute here. See if I'm going to do these. There we go. Yeah, they're all kind of off. you know, I don't think I'm gonna mess with them. The one I messed up there, because you know what it is, it's a handmade card. Doesn't really make much difference. We'll see. Is the third time the charm? There we go. Yay. You notice I didn't use a mat. I'm using a mat less and less, the foam. So maybe that's a difference in me being able. This one's perfect. This one's in the middle. This one's way off. Okay, so I'm going to attach these to the Cherry Cobbler postage stamps, for lack of a better word. Have you started making your Christmas cards? It's not very, we're about 2 months away. I know it's not even Halloween. They've had Christmas stuff out since June, I think. Okay, these are going to go on dimensionals. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of these. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to use the half ones here, just because it's narrower. Let's see, which one's the top? Okay. Put these little half ones at each end. Okay, now we are ready to assemble. So before I actually attach anything, I'm going to lay these out. I want to make sure I have enough room for everything. There, and that's going to go right in there. Perfect, yay. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one out, and I am going to put a couple of glue dots down. Use my scissors here. We're going to use this to hold our ribbon. This ribbon is not tied in a knot. It is just kind of zigzagged back and forth. Nothing fancy. So I'm going to go here, 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 yeah, like that. So I've got 3 there. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to put this on top of that. See, by doing this, then I know I've got my placement right. But you know what I don't think I'm going, I'm just gently setting that on there, a little off center. I'm going to wait till I get the other things before I push everything down. Again, now the dots on this piece of the Designer Series paper are in a line, you know, horizontal, so it helps me line it up so I know it's straight. Just use these little tips and tricks. Oops, that's a little close, see? And there's a reason we didn't put it down really tight. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll put this one down here. There we go. Let's get the other 2 on there. Sometimes I even kind of informally count the number of dots on either side. That'll help me get it centered also. So let me see. Let me look. Looks pretty darn good. I'll put this right on here now. Happy Christmas. You see? Pretty good. Okay. And there we go. Here's a nice a Christmas card using traditional Christmas colors, using the Gift of Joy stamp set and some additional dies. So I hope you like this card. If you do make one of these, let me see it. I'd love to see it. You can put I think you can post a picture on this thread where this video is. So I don't have anything else for now. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye, everybody.